Hey y'all, I promise I had everything set up how it needed to be, and then everything was just like, nope, we don't want to do it today. So I'm back. Hopefully y'all are here. Hopefully y'all are rocking with me. Um, I apologize. Blame it on technology, not on me. Your girl believes in the 6 P's. It's told me a long time ago. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. I was prepared, sitting here waiting, holding myself accountable to the deficiencies that I had last week and trying to ensure that those things don't happen. That's ironic. I had a conversation with some ladies yesterday and I was telling them if you want to, you know what they say, you want to make hold on, I'm gonna let everybody come in the room before I finish this. So I need to make sure I'm able to apologize to everyone. If you guys are coming and joining me now, I was experiencing some technical difficulties just a moment ago, but I should be back up. I should be live. Y'all should be able to see, hear, and feel me now. Uh, give me 1 second. Let all of y'all in. Okay. So now we should be cooking with grease. Everybody should be able to see your girl. Everybody should be able to feel your girl. Everybody should be able to hear your girl. Like I said a moment ago, I am sorry. I do apologize. I was experiencing some technical difficulties. I came in on time, right? Like I started when I wanted to. I was holding myself to a level of what we're talking about tonight, the accountability process. Because in last week's episode, y'all, I was tired, right? So I took a nap, ended up setting my alarm for 6 o'clock a.m. instead of 6 o'clock p.m. The universe, Lord, whoever, something shook me awake at 7:01 and was like, oh snap, I got to get on here. I kept that in mind, and I'm tired right now. Like I done changed schedules in my life, and yeah, I've been up since 5:30, but that's neither here nor there. But because of what I experienced before, I decided to hold myself to a different level of accountability to be able to show up for you guys now on time and how I'm supposed to and how I'm accustomed to. Like, let's just put that out there. But due to some technical difficulties that were not my own, I wasn't able to like really get the conversation started. Like we would be in it right now with it being um 7:18 as of me identifying what time it is. But anyways, welcome to another edition. Sorry, it's a gnat in my house. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Sit Down with yours truly, Nicola Treese. This is a space. This is an environment. This is an intentional opportunity to connect with each and every one of you guys, whether I do know you in real life, whether I'm getting to know you in real life, or whether you coming to see how I get down to see if you want to engage with me in your real life. Either way, the reason for the Sunday sit down is an intentional space for me to come in, show you guys what it's like, engage in conversations about things that go on in my life and things that go on in the people's lives that I am a part of, blessed to be a part of, and then also bring together an opportunity for men and women, especially Black men and women, to be able to see what it's like to have intentional conversations, real life, in public, in front of everyone. Because there's just too much I feel like we talk about behind closed doors. But some of these closed door conversations, they're not moving us nowhere. They're not getting us anywhere. They're not putting us in a space where we should be more accountable. Which brings me to tonight, trusting the accountability process. So I was saying earlier, like, due to the technical difficulties and what I learned, my intention was to show up to for you guys on time, ready, capable, able, and willing. But then my technology was like, and we don't know if we want to do that. And I don't know if it's because of what I'm talking about. If it is, the message is still gonna get out. It can't stop. Um, or what. But it's interesting that I had a plan and then plans didn't go according to plan. And I was just engaging with some ladies yesterday, having a conversation. And I told them, like, you wanna make God laugh, tell him your plans, and then he's gonna show you his. Like, I don't know if it was God's plan to have a delay or whatever. Maybe he was waiting for he did that so some of y'all can come in and be able to join me. Whatever the case may be, if you're coming and joining me tonight, say hey, hello, hola, jumbo, whatever your native tongue is, come in and say hi to your girl. Let me know who's rocking with me. Let me know who's engaging with me. Let me know who is coming in and joining and being a part of this conversation tonight on the Sunday Sit Down. So tonight we're talking about trusting the accountability process. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this now, in the month of February, because there are a lot of significant things I feel are in February. It is Black History Month. Yes, yes, yes. There was so much of accountability and lack of accountability that has been a very integral part of Black history. I'm Black. I got Black friends. My daughters have Black. Like, you can't erase what has happened because we need to know how far we've come to know where we're going. In order to do that, we have to be accountable. Also, this is the month of love. Accountability is love. Love is accountability. However, you need to say it, however, you need to shape it. There's no, like, I say it that way because there's no getting away from both of them. You can't love and not be accountable. You can't love and not hold someone accountable. You can't be accountable and move in love. Like, the two coincide with one another. At least in my world and in my mind, they do. And I'm here to try to hopefully convey that to you guys so you feel the same way too. And then last but not least, and probably the best thing, y'all, it's my birthday month. Come on. If anybody knows me, really knows me, I have been excited about my birthday since almost the end of December. Like, I let everybody else have their little time and I just sit back and I'm quiet. But baby, when February 1st hit, oh, y'all better look out if y'all tired of hearing about birthdays, if you tired of hearing about life, if you tired of hearing about goodness, y'all just may not want to call me, talk to me, or be around me this month because there is nothing that anyone or anything can do that's gonna hate on the fact that it's my birthday month. Like, for real. So and I love to be accountable, right? There's so much goodness that comes out of and goes into being accountable. And I'm just going to share a little bit of it with you guys today, um, as a means to hopefully show you that it's okay, it's wanted, it's desired for us to move in a space of accountability in our lives, no matter what it is that you're going through, whether I actually know about what you're going through or whether you're holding in and keeping yourself from expressing what it is that you're going through. There's still a level of accountability that you know is your responsibility, and it's time to walk in your responsibility. Hold yourself accountable. So, first, we're going to talk about defining accountability. The accountability, even though there is a specific Merriam Webster dictionary word of accountability, not everyone holds themselves to the same degree of that Merriam Webster, and there's all kinds of other. So, accountability, in my opinion, is you holding yourself to a certain set of standards. You holding yourself to a certain level of truth. You holding yourself to a certain level of integrity. You holding yourself to a certain level of just up. You holding yourself up to some degree. Remember in a couple weeks, we was a couple weeks ago, we was talking about take the weight off. This is the weight you cannot take off. Some of y'all already have tried. Some of y'all have tried to put it in the hands of other people. Some of y'all won't put it in the hands of other people. Like, but the weight of accountability, it is your own. And some of you may need to get in the gym and start lifting the weights of accountability so that you can actually grow and grow in a good way. That's a whole word. I didn't plan it. I'm telling y'all, it just came out. But accountability, like, look at it this way, it's beyond a commitment to others. You, in my opinion, I don't feel like you can commit yourself to someone else if you have not committed yourself to yourself. And if we take it a degree deeper than that, you cannot commit yourself to anyone, someone else or yourself, if you have not committed yourself to the one, right? I am religious, I am spiritual, I have seen God and the universe move in my life, but that still speaks to a general version of accountability no matter wherever you are. If you are if you know you're walking in accountability, then you know that accountability belongs to someone. Even when you try to give it away, it still belongs to someone. So I'm pulling up the Merriam-Webster dictionary of definition of accountability. Accountability is a noun and it is the quality of or state. An example that it gives is an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. That I literally just gave y'all some word on what y'all, I don't know if I'm still on her, if I'm not on her. I don't know what happened, but my whole okay, my whole little system, literally my whole Chrome window, it shut down in the middle of me saying that. So I again, I apologize for all the technical difficulties that you guys are experiencing in the midst of this. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to stick with it. I'm trying to rock with it, but it's driving me crazy. Okay, I think I'm still good. All right, I see y'all Instagram. Um, but yeah, it's being responsible not only in your accountable not only in your words, it's also being accountable in your actions. Because if you're not accountable in the two, then neither of them like I love you, but then you talk to me crazy. Hold up, screw. There's a disconnect in between you love me, but you talking to me like you crazy, or you talking to me like I'm crazy, whichever. In that middle space, if I am someone who is aware, if I am someone who is intentional, if I am someone who is basically paying attention to the level of life that it is that we're in, I know that there's a disconnect and what's missing in that middle space is your accountability because the accountability would connect the two, right? And there's always a connection between the level or the degree of accountability that you hold yourself to, the level of or accountability that you allow someone else to hold you to. Maybe the piece that is missing as far as why you can't be as accountable as you need to be, because maybe you lack integrity. You can be somewhat accountable, but you can also lack integrity. You can be someone who has a certain level of integrity, that level of accountability. So I gave y'all the definition of what accountability is. Let's move on to integrity. Integrity is also a noun. And integrity is, and it gives three different definitions. I'm going to give you all three so you can figure out which category you fall in. Means a firm adherence to a code of especially moral or artistic values. Simple way to relate that to you, incorruptibility. You know what you need to be doing, you know how you need to be living, and you know that you're going to do that no matter what. It is like you're in a sea full of people that you don't fit in. You feel you don't fit into it. You're going to do one or two things. You either going to make yourself fit in and be like everybody else, or you gonna be that one speck of salt in a sea full of pepper, or one speck of pepper in a sea full of salt. Whichever way you look at it, you stand firm to your standards. Maybe you need to stand firm to his standards. I don't know. Integrity also means an unimpaired condition. You're sound. It's definitive. It's that thing where it's just like I had a conversation with my homegirl earlier. Like I told her, I was just being silly and I went to Burger King and the lady asked me, she was like, I ordered my burger and my friend was on the right. And I get a number three, which is the Impossible Whopper. No tomatoes, no onions, extra pickles, add cheese. Instead of ketchup, give me barbecue sauce. I'm from Oklahoma, it's barbecue sauce and nothing at all. And the lady was like, okay, hun, hold on. I was like, "I'm sorry if that was a lot." She was like, "No, you're okay." My friend like, "Nah, friend, that's a whole lot." And I'm like, "Man, mind your business. I'm just trying to order my burger." Lighthearted in a good mood after church. So I go to the window, I pay. Before she gives me my food, she's like, "Hey, do you want salt, pepper, or any ketchup?" I said, no, I was thinking of just the salt and pepper because ketchup ain't even in my mind. I just said no ketchup on my burger, right? And she was like, "You want a crown?" I said, "I sure do." And she went over there and she got me one, and my friend was like, "Did you just get a crown?" I said, "I did." She was like, "Why do you need that?" One thing I told myself and one thing I told God, I need my joy back. So if it's me being silly, if it's me, rocking, and she didn't give me like the regular Burger King crown either. She gave me the blue Smurf one. So I was like, yes, I don't care what nobody thinks. I don't care what anyone has to say. And not that my friend was judging me, nothing like that. It was more so a matter of I need to stand firm in the integrity of my life. This little moment made me happy, and the lady was like, Your friend want one too?" I said, "My friend is over here hating." She was like, "I don't tell her don't hate. You look beautiful." And I'm like, "Thank you." She was like, "You want one for her too?" I do. Nisha, I got you a crown, girl. Fix it. But just in that little moment, like, I got an opportunity to stand firm in the integrity that I want in my life when it comes to my joy and my happiness. I got to have a sound moment where it's just like, I don't care what else is going on. This is what I want to do. And it was so beautiful. I wish I could have been a fly in my car to see that. And then the third definition of integrity is the quality or state of being complete or undivided. Simply put, completeness. And it's crazy how all of this is coming out like now in the midst of this conversation with you guys because the message that I got in church today. Shout out to Transformation Church, anniversary Sunday, Pastor Todd, like you preached that one. It was the disease of double mindedness. Maybe some of y'all lack accountability. Maybe some of y'all lack a sense of integrity because you are double-minded instead of being of one mind. Like you look at accountability as this and integrity as this. And sometimes you get so laser focused on integrity because you've heard people say that word in whatever season that you're in. And maybe for some of y'all other ones, it's just like you've heard accountability this, accountability that, but it needs to be the two as one. If you get both, in this situation, for the sake of what I'm talking about, it's better to have both than just one. It's better to have both than none. But be on a pursuit for both when it comes to trusting the accountability process. If you're going to trust what it takes to get to that space, you got to be searching for both. You gotta bring that road together. Yeah, you may be on a path where it's just like, all right, accountability is over here and integrity is over here. If you are operating in that space, kudos to you. Because in my mind, you're ahead of some of the crowd. Some of y'all accountability and integrity is in your rear view, and you are not taking the time to A, move it to the side so you can be it, or move it to a convergence in the road I talked about last week, a fork in the road. You right there, you looking at 2 different signs. This one says accountability, this one says integrity. Y'all better call me Paul Bunyan. I'm chopping both of them down and I'm taking them with me. And that's the path that I am forging in forward. Because I can't have one without the other. And I say that because I can't live in a space of being some way like some of y'all are accountable to certain people in your life, right? Some of y'all, I got to choose my words wisely because I know what some of y'all be going through and doing in life. I'm not here to tell nobody's business. I'm not. All I can do is talk about the experiences that I have been a part of. And yeah, it's my story and I'm telling it. Some of y'all hold yourself to a certain level of accountability with specific people in your life. Some of y'all will hold account a certain level of account yourself to a certain level of accountability to your pastor, to your kids, to your best friend, to money, to materialistic things, sometimes to yourself. A lot of people are not fully living an accountable life. So you may lack accountability when it comes to talking to your doctor, whether it's about your health or the things that you've engaged in that have led up to whatever may be ailing you. I'm not even going to call them things out because y'all know what it is. Maybe this is a big one. Some of y'all have been lacking accountability to your significant other, a white lie, an omission, being ambiguous. That still, to me, signifies that you lack a certain level of accountability than where I hold myself to. And in the month of love, some of y'all gonna be looking for somebody to cuddle up next to. We getting to the end of cuffing season. But some of y'all in this month, y'all gonna be looking to find somebody to cuddle up to. But when you look over at that person, you need to ask yourself, God, and them, what level do you hold yourself accountable to? I'm saying that even for myself. Like there are some preliminary questions that I ask people that, it may come off like weird or it may come off a bit much. I've learned how to refine them. But no, that just speaks to I just want to know how accountable you feel you are. And then I want to know what your level of accountability looks like to you. There's a whole lot of, and this is just my personal opinion based on my own personal experiences, there is a whole lot of lack of either accountability and or integrity that many of y'all are comfortable in. Like for real. And some of y'all are way, 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 way too comfortable operating in a space of lack of integrity. Therefore, when you come up against someone who holds y'all to a certain level of accountability that you're not used to, that you're not accustomed to, you really want to that person as though something is wrong with them, but you should be looking at yourself to ask, why do I feel some type of way on the level of accountability that they hold themselves to? Why do I feel some type of way because of the level of accountability that this new person is holding me to? Maybe it ain't that person. Maybe God is trying to speak to you through that person because you decided to engage with them, because you decided to open yourself up and embrace their energy. That goes into like the next thing I want to talk about, like self awareness. If your interactions with someone else cause you to, let's say, reevaluate your own self, how you think, how you move, the way you feel like you've been going about this thing called life, it doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that there's necessarily something wrong with either of y'all. It means, aha, you have arrived at a place of new growth. You are either going to run in and embrace the new growth and see that wilderness grow and the flowers flourish and whatever that imagery looks like for you, or you are going to be the person that runs from it. But whatever choice you make when you're coming up against the space of a newfound sense of accountability, you're at a critical point, a critical role, a critical space of discovery in your level of accountability. And y'all be tripping. Like, we should never be the same people. We are evolutionary creatures. That is by God's design, no other. But we have been, in my opinion, conditioned so much to say, oh, well, if this person don't like it, there's other people who still will. Like I can like this person, I was here when I met this person. And I could tell that this person, they not on the same level, but they're not, just way up here in the stratosphere, right? I'm up here in the stratosphere. Y'all got to take a rocket to get to me, but we ain't talking about me right now. They're, willing to meet me where I am. Cool. But there's too much that we are exposed to for you to decide to stay here, and my life is taking me up to different places. Now, if I'm engaging with you, if I'm rocking with you, I want us to continue to rise. And for hmm, some people, because I didn't know if I wanted to say that, like most women, like honestly, that's what we be wanting. We want you to continue to rise. Like, forget it. We talking about this is the month of love. Like I love all y'all, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Spade Gang established 2024 shirts coming soon. Keep rising because you already rose to a certain point, even in me meeting you in your singleness. You deciding that my energy is something that you want to explore. What is and I'm telling you, like with me, how my mind works, how I'm intentional, I'm always um what word do I want to use? I'm always above. But when I say I'm above, I don't mean that in the regards of I'm above anyone. I'm just above because I choose to be self-aware. I choose to be intentional. I choose to be, and I kind of got away from my story. I choose to be consistent. So about the Burger King crown, I explained to my girlfriend. I told God at the beginning of this year, I just want my joy back. 2024 was a experience of a year of lack of joy, in my opinion. I was happy and I had happy moments, but that joy that I needed, that joy that I thought I once had, or I felt that I once had, I felt it had left me. And Lord's like, Lord, girl, your joy ain't never went nowhere. Boom, here it is back. A silly moment, a free moment with a Burger King crown in conversation with one of my best girlfriends. My dance class, like I have so many things becoming about to become a pharmacist. My daughter about to come live with me. The movement and the motion that God is making to secure my mindset and my understanding in my environment for my finances to help me flourish. Being able to get ready to renovate my future home. Like there's a lot of joy that's on its way to me. And so I got back to my house and she had said something and I had made a movie or a reference quote and I said, "Well, if you know anything else about me, a music song is going to come out at the right time or a quote from a movie." She was like, "Yeah, if you not anything else, you're consistent." I appreciated hearing that because that lets me know that I have been moving forward in the level of integrity of who I am. I don't have no masks. It may take you a minute to be able to get to know me, but it's not a difficult process. And what you get to know is the foundation of who I am, but I still choose to rise above to the next level and the next level and the next level because God told me I could have a good life. God told me, tell me what you want, right? Because for me, I don't always know what I need. Lord, I would like to have this. And then because of who He is, He shows up and shows out. And it's like, all right, baby girl, this is what you need. Or in a season before where I was so desperate to seek community, like when I first came back, and I've talked to y'all about this before previously on the podcast, like just being able to connect with people and hang out, have fun, get to know the people that I went to high school, elementary, whatever, the people I met and had in my previous life for the reference I'm talking about is like growing up in Tulsa, middle school, high school, summer camp, all that stuff. It's like I left all that for almost 20 years. But those people still continue to live their lives. Those people can still continue to have experiences that I wasn't a part of. So it's just like, all right, cool. Like I'm meeting you back at this place where I am. Like, oh, y'all already like get together and play cards? Cool. Like, can I come? Can we have it, at my spot? Like, that's what I mean when I say meeting people where they are. Like, people are already doing certain things. But at the time I had a problem with, it's just like they not trying to do it with me. I felt like that little like third-year-old or third grade kid who just moved into a new school and it's just like, everybody got their little friend groups and cliques and ways and it's just like I'm an outsider. All right, cool. Now I embrace the fact that not kinda, I am an outsider because of the way I think, because of the way I operate, because of how self-aware I am. And it took work to get to this space, to this place. Like it really did. Um, I had to sit with myself. I had to sit in myself and let a lot of things that I felt but never touched on. And as a Pisces, not touching on those things is just like it's weird. But I had to let those things come about so I could start first in a level of awareness. I had to journal and, talk about the things that I wasn't willing to talk about with anybody else. I had to seek the help of professionals, therapists for certain moments that I was experiencing in my life. All of that contributed to how I move forward in accountability and integrity. And y'all, I'm excited. I found my therapist, my previous therapist on Facebook, Dr. Pons. I still be talking about you. I still be talking about your analogies. I was just telling my friend earlier, like the I don't even know what it's called. The term is skipping my mind, but like the type of reality TV, there it is. Dr. Pons, the reality TV show is still going on, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, I have removed myself. I have shut that door, but it has been so much. Like, now I'm the person watching the reality show with the popcorn and is like making the comments. Thank you for giving me that. I'll forever take it with me, and congratulations on your engagement again. Like, I'm so happy for you. But I had to open myself up in order to understand where am I lacking either. Now I know and I feel wholeheartedly I'm a person of integrity. It's just some things I don't get down with and it's some things that I don't let other people get down with when it comes to me. You can do what you want to do for you, how you want to do it, the way you want to do it, and with whom you are currently doing it with. You just can't do none of that with me. And it's okay. I don't judge you. I don't speak ill of you after the fact. I don't speak on you at all. But sometimes, with the level of accountability that I need to have, I lack from time to time in that. So being able to in relationship spaces call a spade a spade. Hey, no, you did or you said this and it made me feel some type of way. Like just standing firm on my standards and delivering that to someone in love, I wasn't holding myself accountable in that space. Or when I needed to say no or when I needed to move around, like I just now got into the space of being able to hold myself accountable in those ways for the things that I allowed to happen. Depending on what it is, some of them, excuse me, some of them it was due to a certain temporary lack of accountability mixed in with a little bit of a lack of kind of integrity. Um Love recovering love addict. I told y'all about that. I wasn't in my right mind. That love was that drug that was altering my mind and altering my mind. But now that I am in recovery, it's just like, I don't know, accountable and of integrity. They have to go together. Like, so, but in order for me to get to that point, I had to think about setting some realistic goals for myself, right? You can't get anywhere in life. You can't achieve anything that you want to in life without having a set of goals, without having plans. Like, and I know what I said earlier, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. But what God has given us in the ability to plan is to see where we are first, what we need to do along the way, and where it is that we actually need to go or want to go. You write out your plans, you sit in that, make sure that they are achievable, make sure that you are holding yourself accountable. So, I am a mindset elevation coach, right? I have clients that I work with for various things. It could be self love type stuff, it could be relationship specific stuff, it can be procrastination, it can be setting boundaries, it can be, it's a myriad of just different things because my intention is to give others what I didn't have at one point in my life. So, in me having gone through like the business coaching of, setting goals, making sure things are realistic, even going through therapy. Again, Dr. Pons, he was like, so every so often he'd be like, so what are your goals? What is it that you want to be able to focus on? And I know a lot of us are dreamers and we can come up with goals, no problem. But the one part I try to add into that is a level of accountability. Your goals include what you should do. I need you to put in there too what you shouldn't. So I have a exercise that I put, 9 times out of 10 my clients through, and it's in the onboarding process, but it is called what not to do. Because when you're trying to walk in this space of accountability, when you're trying to be a person of integrity, if that's what you're trying to do, like I said, some of y'all are cool. Where are you at? By all means, do you, boo boo. Just do you over there. Stay away from being mine. We build over here. But the reason I add that extra piece with my clients of what not to do is because you know you better than anyone else does. You know you better than I do upon meeting you. You know your quirks. You know your hangups. You know your ways that you are dishonest. You know the ways that you have been unaccountable. You know the ways that you have lacked integrity. You know the ways that you have not been honest. But if nobody challenges you to confront that level of yourself, you are still going to move forward doing the exact same thing, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, the way you want to do it, and with who you are currently doing it with. No one has time for that anymore. And especially if it is hopefully anyone under the sound of my voice. We're not taking unaccountable people forward with us. That's like a ball and chain. We're not moving forward with people who lack integrity. If y'all won't do business with people that you feel lack integrity, why are you going to do any other aspect of your life with anybody who lacks integrity? And to feel like someone is lacking a sense of integrity, that doesn't mean that you're judging them. You're recognizing that how they are, the behavior that it is that they're choosing to display, the words that it is that they are choosing to say, they're simply out of alignment with you. And if it is a new person that you just met, there's nothing wrong with holding them to a high level of accountability and integrity. Now, don't do it to where it's like you built up a wall or whatever. An example I can give you, and like I tell y'all, it's a real world example. These are things that I experienced literally right before, like the week before I come to you guys on this platform. There was a guy, I found him attractive. Now, in the environment where we interact, one, it's a quick interaction. Two, it's not the type of environment where we would like really be able to like, kind of talk and get to know each other, whatever the case may be. So, one time when I saw this person, I decided to give them my number, give him my number. And no muss, no fuss. I wasn't looking for anything, expecting anything, no nothing like that, right? Realistic goal. Like, I found him cute. I wanted to be able to like, connect with him outside of where we didn't have time to connect. Give him my number. He does what he does with it. Few days pass. He's like, "Hey Nicole, this is such and such." And I'm like, and I thought it was one of my friends being funny, like maybe they got a new number. And I was like, "Who?" And so he brought to my recollection where we, had met each other or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, hey, started, conversating, get to know one another." And like keep in mind, like the conversation, it only lasted maybe like a week, if that. But it got to a point to where there was a message where my response was the last response. 24 hours had passed. It's just like, yeah, I don't know about this one. And like for me, because I have been a love addict before, because I have not experienced or expressed myself the best way when it comes to interacting with men, I have a very trusted friend who knows me, knows how I get down, knows how I think. I brought it to him, just for consideration. Because if I'm feeling some type of way and I need to seek counsel in order to be able to move forward in the best light, I'm going to do that. So I told him what happened, told him, what I was thinking about doing, which was sending a text message just to put, clarity and understanding out there. He was like, "Oh, well, maybe, he has things going on in his life and stuff like that." He was like, "Honestly, like, take that clip out the chamber, meaning don't send that message and give him some time." Now, given the previous experience that I told y'all that I've been through, like, even though it didn't turn out how I wanted it to, that's still a precursor. That's still something for me to gauge the current experience story that I'm telling you about on. There was communication in the beginning before we knew what it was that we were going to be trying to do, getting to know one another. So, second day passed, or second day came around. Nah, my intuition is telling me this ain't what's up. This ain't none of what I would want in my life from somebody I'm romantically interested in, let alone a person in my life, period. My time and my energy is expensive, and I spend it very wisely. So I just sent a message and was like, "Hey, I hope all is well. Um, I find you attractive, and I gave you my number in the hopes of seeing if you were open to or available to explore a new connection. I feel that that may not be the case. If so, I understand. For me, that's some grown woman stuff. And as a recovering love addict, to hold myself within a certain level of restraint, yeah, I know I'm moving forward, but I got to say what it is that I got to say. And I can do it respectfully. I don't know, this individual that I'm talking about. I don't know a whole lot about him. We ain't spent a whole lot of time engaging. It's cool. So he then comes back and was like, "Hey, I'm not too long out of a relationship myself. Right now, I'm just focused on me and I'm kind of, staying to myself. I hope you understand." I do understand my accountability check for this person is you knew that you were not too far removed out of your relationship when I slid you my number. It took you several days before you decided to engage with me in the first place. I wasn't thinking any way or another, and I had seen that person since giving them my number, and it was nothing different. The accountability guru in me says, if you needed to focus on yourself before I slid you my number, focus on yourself after I slide you my number, and you take 3 days before you decide to engage with me. Cause it's cool. I'm not expecting anything. So I respond back because like I said, I want clarity. I've had enough of you knuckles trying to spin the block because there's no clarity, because there's no conclusion, because there's no resolution, because you don't know where we stand. So my response was simply, I do understand, and keep in mind this was a revised response. I do understand. I pray that God leads you to the places, the spaces, and the people that are meant for you. And we could have left it at that, right? He comes back and hearts the message. Now, for some people, it's just like, Nicole, you reading too much into it. That doesn't matter. If you are focused on yourself, and I understand that you are focusing on yourself, hold yourself to the level of accountability, the level of discipline that you need. All right, like it's cool, it's out there, it's understood. We're not engaging like that. Cool, I can leave it where it is. I can go back to doing focusing on me and keeping to myself. This girl ain't pressing me. She ain't text like, no, she says she understand. Ain't heard from her since. Cool. But stand firm in the level of accountability that it is that you need to have, especially when you make a decision for yourself. I'm saying that to myself as well. I have my own things that I have to stand firm in. I told y'all I walked away from a whole situation that was out of alignment with me. I said what I needed to say. I it lived what I needed to live, how I needed to live. I loved how I needed to love in that situation, but when I saw that that situation was affecting my accountability that I needed to have to myself, it became a whole problem because then the next thing that it would impede upon would be my integrity. I would have to lose a portion of my integrity in order to continue to be a part of that situation. I've done that before. Y'all better ask my ex husband. I'm not here for it anymore. And I hope that there are a lot of other people that are like that as well. I promise y'all, I'm almost done. Like I feel my passion rising, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking in and staying locked with me up until this point. To trust the accountability process, you can't do that without embracing vulnerability. Whether it is a level of vulnerability that you are aware of within yourself, whether it is a level of a vulnerability that you're comfortable with expressing to other people or in the midst of other people, you can't be accountable. You can't have integrity without vulnerability being in the mix. Because vulnerability is simply being able to admit your missteps. Now, some of y'all be out here making whole mistakes. I tried to say missteps because if you take a misstep, you can correct the step that you need to take. If you do a mistake, it's mistake. Sometimes there are no do overs. Even if you admit your negligence, your wrongdoing, your lack of accountability, your lack of integrity, but if you make a misstep, there is strength in learning from that. There's strength in learning from other people's missteps. Like, and I'm using the word missteps because I want to be able to help you elevate your mindset, help you elevate your way of thinking because there's life and death in the power of the tongue. Whatever you speak over yourself, whatever you speak into your existence, whatever you speak into your environment, like it says, so a man thinketh, so shall he become. A mistake is something that you can't get back. A misstep is something that you can correct. And when you correct that misstep and you continue to walk in your vulnerability, that leads to a increased sense of accountability that will make you a person who's walking in integrity. That leads you to being greater than what you've ever been. And if you can't give your vulnerability to another person on this earth, and I get it, I'm right there with you because sometimes your vulnerability can be weaponized by other people for whatever reason. We all got an agenda, whether it's public or private. You know what I'm saying? Just we're all humans. We all have our own things that we're looking for, we desire, and that we want to happen. And if that's in the midst of doing life with other people, oh yeah, you better guarantee that with death and taxes. Give it to God. If you cannot give it to another human on this earth, that's a problem. You should have a selected few that you can go to for counsel. God didn't design us to do this thing alone. You gotta find your right people. You gotta find your right, as my church say, tribe. You have to have those people. Mine is small. It's probably really on a consistent basis is really 2 people. And I love that though, because those 2 people have been with me to help me maintain my level of accountability. Check this, not just in big moments, but daily aspects of my life. That could be a practical tool, a practical strategy that some of you guys could employ. Like, and if you need somebody and you don't have somebody, hi, my name is Nicole Latrice. You have somebody now. Just reach out to me. I don't judge anybody. I Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody is somebody before they met me, while we're engaging in life, and they gonna be somebody after if we stop communicating. But find your people to help you maintain your level of accountability and integrity. And if not, go to God. Go to whomever or whatever it is that you believe in and surrender that. But be honest. For some of y'all, maybe y'all are not in prayer. There are other things that you can lean on to be able to do that. You can journal, like I said, accountability partners. Or you can explore digital tools like tests and quizzes and just information that's out there that will lead you to a good line of questioning when it comes to your level of accountability and integrity. I'm going to talk about this last one and then I'll do a video throughout the week for the rest of it. For some of y'all, this one going to be a hard one because we in the month of love. Y'all swear y'all in love. Y'all swear, you trying to do right by love, this, that, and the third. Okay, it sound good. Accountability has a huge impact on all, every one of your relationships. The more accountable you are and the more accountable you let others hold you to being, that's when I feel like your relationship is going to be the greatest that it can be. And if you're in a situation where you're not holding yourself to a quality level of accountability, or if you're not letting other people challenge your level of accountability and integrity because they're the ones that have been doing this thing called life and taking this walk with you, it's a whole problem. And if you're the person who is like naturally trying to or naturally pushed to hold someone accountable is just like, say, bro, this a whole issue. And for some, it may be the type of situation where it was like mine. It's just like, all right, like the accountability is questionable. We progress forward, we have conversation, we entertain conversations like we're really like, all right, cool. Like your level of accountability is shifting, which it naturally should do. But towards the end, you regressed further than where you started from. Now I'm questioning your integrity. Now I'm questioning your intentions because you told me at one point this was your intention. Nothing that you have done up until this point has spoken to that level of attention. It's like Craig and Day Day. Man, you gave it to me to smoke. That's what I was talking about earlier, where those movie references come out. That's how it be. But it's the truth. We met each other in our singleness. We decided to engage, which technically meant to a degree we're no longer single because we're trying to see what we can do in this thing together. But because you felt challenged, because you felt a shift, a deeper shift probably than what you expected because you said you wanted something different. You decided to forego what we had been exploring to get back to being comfortable with what you was doing before. Now you're no longer holding yourself accountable. And if you're not going to hold yourself accountable, there is no reason for me to try to hold you accountable. Like, I'm not finna fight you on that. Because now I recognize it's something that you don't want to do. But because I love you, I'm still going to move forward in transparency. Hey, this is what it is. This is what I've seen. This is what I've been told. This is how it made me feel. This is what you've done as a result after all of that. Nah, bro. You do you, boo. Do it how you want to do it, when you want to do it, and with who you are currently doing it with. You can just no longer do that with me. That's transparent. Or the what I mentioned about sliding my number to the guy. I don't want no nothing. I want transparency. I want full disclosure. No matter how we're operating, no matter what it is that we're doing. If I feel some type of way based on our interactions, based on our engagement, I'm going to bring it to you transparently and have the conversation. What you decide to do after us engaging in that conversation will determine if we are going to continue to engage in conversation and trying to figure stuff out, or if I'm lovingly and respectfully going to leave you where you are. We all got choices. We all got choices. But if you are anything like me, I mostly make decisions, not choices. Because choices to me feels like I'm putting one thing up against the other and weighing the lesser of the two evils. If I gotta do all of that, I'm just gonna say it's all evil, right? Just for the sake of this conversation. It ain't worth it. I'm gonna make a decision to move around into the places and the spaces and the people that God has meant for me. I wish that for other people because I wish it for myself first. But transparent communication, for real, especially when you first meet somebody. Some of y'all may need to like switch it up and get more transparent in your communication now. Like it's gonna be a process. Your significant other is gonna look at you like, man, like where did this come from? What is going on? Direct them to this conversation. Direct them to me. Like I don't have no problems with it. The same thing I'm telling one person in the relationship would be the same thing I tell the other person in the relationship. So y'all can start saying the same thing to one another within the relationship if that's what you want to do. But transparent communication, understand this, it fosters trust and respect. I told the Lord, my husband, the next one, he got to come with it. I ain't saying he got to come ready made, but he got to come ready to get made, okay? And it ain't even by me. Like this is all God's work. But I'm operating in the space of who God called me to be. And if who God called me to be is out of alignment with you, it's cool. Do you, boo, just say so. And we could keep it pushing. Depending on the level of the interaction, like, oh buddy, that I see from time to time. I don't have no problems with him. I still talk to him, when I see him. Hey, if you watching this now, like, it ain't no ill feelings, and I really mean that. Now, some other people, depending on the deeper level, nah, y'all can kick rocks. Y'all can stay from around me. Don't light up when you see me. I know my energy is magnanimous. I've been walking around my house talking about my presence is powerful because I had to understand that for myself because I was trying to figure out why men are so drawn to me. And I don't even feel like I be doing anything. It's because God created my presence to be powerful. And if y'all start to learn to trust the accountability process that you need to go through, or the accountability process that you're willing to allow me to assist you to go through, your presence will be powerful too. I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with me through all the difficulties, all the technical difficulties again. I apologize. Like one of my goals, one of my missions for this year is to upgrade my studio setup. I'm probably gonna end up having to buy a new laptop. So if anybody wants to contribute to that, to help move the message forward, like I'll let your girl let me know. Like I ain't gonna start no GoFund, but if you feel so inclined to assist me to be able to get a new computer, a better computer, and then just some other things too. Hey, cool, I'm here. If not, the Lord gonna provide it either way. But I want to say thank each and every one of y'all for coming and joining me and just taking a moment to sit on the couch with your girl tonight on the Sunday sit down with yours truly, Nicole Latrice. I love each and every one of y'all. I want all of y'all to win at all of your relationships. But remember, how you start in those relationships is how you finish. Now, you can, uh, what did he say? Like, this is a word from my whole Thrive in 25 challenge I'm doing with Eric Thomas and CJ. And on day one, he said, no one can go back and make a new beginning. Anyone can start over. I don't like start over. Anyone can begin again. Because when you say start over, some of y'all be trying to negate the past. No, your past is a part of your experiences now. But anyone can begin again and make a new ending. Just because things start one way, if you want it to be different, it's on you to hold yourself accountable in order for that difference to come. So, as always, I wish each and every one of y'all a good life filled with real love and all of the above. Until next Sunday. And I will be coming next Sunday. I know for some of y'all it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't care about none of that. That Super Bowl ain't paying none of y'all bills. Some of y'all gonna end up gambling and you ain't gonna be able to pay your rent, your lights, your car note, your child support, whatever the case may be. I'm putting it out there now. Next Sunday, we still gonna do this thing. I'm still gonna show up and I'm still gonna come to y'all, hopefully without not as much technical difficulties. And then on the 16th, February 16th, that's one of my friend's birthdays. Um, my girl, the one and only Miss Shantae Nicole, will be coming back and joining your girl, and we are going to talk about. And it's surprising that it's after Valentine's Day that we're going to have this conversation, but it's never too late. We will be talking about dating after divorce. Y'all make sure y'all come back for all of them, but especially for that. And then I do want to put out a call. So I am getting ready to start a meetup for ladies, fellas. Y'all come a little bit later when my counterpart, Queen Son, is ready to do this if we not winning. But for my ladies, I've noticed that one thing that I have been missing, and it seems like some of you may be looking for as well, is a sense of a female community. So I'm starting a meetup series called Kava and Convos. Very lighthearted, is ladies, lemonade, and fellowship. Next Saturday at the Kava in Midtown, 3629 South Peoria at 7 o'clock. Let's come together. Let's talk as we ladies do. Let's push this change for our world that we need forward and have some lemonade at the same time. So if you can join me if you're interested, again, Kava and Convos. In that the first meetup, we're gonna determine how often we want to meet, work out those details, such and such. But if you are looking for fellowship, if you are a lady in need of good feminine energy, good like opportunities to connect with people that you may not have been able to be in a space to connect with before, now is your time. Maybe this is inadvertently my tribe that I'm starting. But again, Kava and Convos next Saturday, the 8th, 7 p.m. at Kava in Midtown in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 3629 South Peoria. I ain't making no reservations. You can't make no reservations at Cava. You just go and you just show up. So let's show up, let's show out, and let's, let these people question like, dang, where all these ladies coming from and why they meeting up here? Join us. The invitation is there. Y'all have a good rest of your evening. Please have a good week. If you need anything from your girl, hit me up on Messenger, hit me up in my DMs, send me a message on YouTube. And if you know me in real life, use them digits. Hit me up. I'm here to support y'all. I love y'all and y'all have a good week.